Everyone, this is Shravani. Welcome to my channel NCERT Music. In this video, we will be discussing the previous year questions of January 2021. A language teacher firstly asks students to introduce themselves to each other in the class. Then she asks them to introduce their friend to each other. This activity will help them to increase 1. BICS, 2. CALP, 3. PPPP, 4. ELT. In the classroom, the language teacher will first ask students to introduce themselves to each other. First, they have to introduce themselves. Later, she asks them to introduce their friend. If the student is having any friend, they should introduce their friend to each other. So, how this activity will help them to increase? What skills will be developed with this activity? Option number 1, BICS. BICS full form is Basic Interpersonal Communication Skills. The full forms are also important. Basic interpersonal communication skills. Nothing but they are the minimum linguistic skills necessary for the social interactions. In order to do the social interactions, we need some minimum interaction skills, that is BICS. 2. CALP means Cognitive Academic Language Proficiency. That means ability to understand the oral or the written mode, means oral form and the written form we should be able to understand to succeed in the school. And we know the full form of PPP, that is presentation, production and practice, and ELT means English language teaching. So with this activity, the child will be able to develop the BICS, basic interpersonal communication skills, which are the minimum linguistic skills necessary for the social interaction. Option 1 is the right answer. Next one, literature should be included in language classroom because 1. It helps learners to be budding writers. 2. It gives exposure to different grammatical forms and structures. 3. It develops moral values among the learners. 4. It exposes them to different genres, cultures and social issues. So, why literature should be included in the language classroom? In what way does it help the student? It helps learners to be budding writers. Just to become the writers, we are not introducing the literature. It gives exposure to different grammatical forms and structures. Why? The reason is totally a broad thing. These are all the narrow things. So just to expose to the different grammatical structures, we are not introducing the literature. It develops moral values among the learners. No, moral values has no meaning with the literature. The literature is introduced in the English language classroom is to expose them to different genres, culture and the social issues. Means different types of slangs and different types of the cultures will be introduced with the literature. So option 4 is the right answer. 108. A teacher makes her learners respond to her actions and speech only by bodily movements. What is this known as? 1. Total physical response. 2. Task based language teaching. 3. Communicative approach. 4. Playway method. The teacher will ask her learners to respond to her actions and speech only by bodily movements. She will tell something and the child should perform the actions by only the bodily movements. And what does this known as? It is total physical response. Whatever the teacher will say, the student should do it through bodily movements. It is total physical response. In task based language teaching, the teacher will give some task, the child should do the task. Through that the language will be developed. And communicative approach means the teacher will be giving the situation, the student should speak about that situation. If the child is in that situation, how the child will react, that is communicative approach. And playway method means through playing the child will learn the language. Here through the teacher will tell the word or some action to sit or stand or jump, the child will be doing the bodily movement. This is total physical response. Option 1. In a language class, students are memorizing the dialogues through drill and practice, and the teacher is correcting their pronunciation mistakes immediately. They are practicing the dialogues in chorus. The teacher is following the 1. Direct method, 2. Natural method, 3. Audiolingual method, 4. Communication language teaching method. In language classroom, the students are memorizing the dialogues. Here they are memorizing the dialogues through drill and practice, and teacher is correcting their pronunciation. The teacher is correcting the pronunciation mistakes immediately. So they are practicing the dialogues in chorus. Means the teacher will be reading and the students will be telling. So this is chorus, and the teacher is following the audiolingual method. This is also called as a military method or the army method, where the people will be in a place where they don't know the language, they will be practicing some dialogues. So this is called as military method or the army method. So audiolingual method means in that the students or the people will be practicing the dialogues so that they can survive there. This is audiolingual method. Direct method means directly in English they will be speaking. Natural method means the natural environment will be created in the classroom. And CLT means communicative language teaching method. In this, the student will be giving the situation and the student should speak about the situation. That is communicative language teaching. Option 3 is the right answer. 110. The oral errors of the students can be best corrected if the teacher 1. Corrects an error directly after the student has made the error. 2. Points out the error in general and let the student try to correct himself first. Ignores the error as it may hamper their learning. Ask other students to help him as peer tutoring is must in school. Here, the oral errors of the students can be, if the students are making some oral errors, how the teacher can correct them. Corrects an error directly after the student has made the error. See, whenever the student is making the error, we are correcting, the child maybe or the student may lose their confidence. So, as soon as they are making the error, we should not correct every time. This is the wrong thing. Points of the error in general. See, we will be telling that, okay, this all, everything is fine, but here, this error you have made, so the child will be understanding it and the child will be correcting himself. So this is the right option, and we should not ignore the error as it may hamper their learning. Ignoring the errors will not help the child to grow or improve. Ask the other students to help him, as the tutoring, peer tutoring is must in schools. Okay, they can ask other students to help him, but it is not must in the, it is not must in the school. So this is negative thing. So option 2 is the right thing. As a pair activity, the teacher gives her learners almost the same pictures and asks them to find the difference between the two students. Ask each other questions to discover how the two pictures are different. This can be 1. Grammar activity, 2. Speaking activity, 3. Close based activity, 4. Crosswords activity. In a pair activity, the teacher will be giving the same pictures, almost the same pictures to the students, and she will ask them to find the difference between the two students. She will be giving the two pictures almost the same, but little differences are there. So she will be asking the students to find the differences between the two pictures. So and she will also ask each other questions to discover how the two pictures are different, and she also will ask them how they are different from each other. So, this activity will help them to improve their speaking activity. This is a speaking activity given to the two students. Next, a student of class 4 is having some problem in writing. She may have 1. Writing problem is there, so she may have 1. Dyslexia, 2. Dysgraphia, 3. Dysphasia, and 4. Dyscalculia. A student of class 4 is having some problem in writing. The student is having the problem in writing, so she may have dyslexia, means the problem in reading. This is reading problem. And dysgraphia means writing. Dysphasia means having problem with the muscles. Dyscalculia means calculations, that is mass. So the student is having the problem in writing, so it is dysgraphia, option 2. Writing means graph, dysgraphia. The problem in writing is dysgraphia, option 2 is the right answer. Next one, it specifies the rules which govern the arrangement of words into phrases, clauses and sentences. 1. Discourse, 2. Semantics, 3. Syntax, 4. Cohesion. It specifies the rules which govern the arrangement of words. Arrangement of words means 1. Discourse. Discourse means nothing but written or the spoken communication, means nothing but like a discourse means nothing but like a debate. Semantic means it is a meaning, study of meaning. Syntax means it is a structure. Cohesion means a completeness, means how we will use the grammatical structures to make connections between the ideas within a text. This is cohesion, completeness, wholeness. This is cohesion. So here they are asking you the rules which govern the arrangement of words into phrases, clauses, and sentences. This is arrangement of words. Arrangement of words means nothing but it is syntax. Option 3 is the right answer. A teacher of class 6 has labeled the classroom objects such as blackboard, door, window, fan, table, chair, etc. in different languages of Hindi, English, Urdu, Sanskrit, etc. Here the classroom as a whole, 1 is learning through grammar translation method, 2 is creating a language confusion in students, 3 is focusing on 3 language formula, 4 is a rich source for promoting multilingualism. So in the class 6, the teacher has labeled the classroom objects such as blackboard, door, window, fan, table, chair, etc. She labeled them with in the different languages. So, for example, if there is a table, she will write it as in Hindi, she will write it as maze, and in Telugu, she will write it as balla. So, here the teacher is trying what she is trying to do. Is she translating? Is she using the grammar translation method? No. Is it confusing to the children? No. And it is not focusing on the 3 language formula. The main intention is to she want to promote or she want to make the classroom a rich resource for promotion of the multilingualism. So she want to use the multilingualism as a asset, as a resource in the classroom. So option 4 is the right answer. 115. The assessment process not only assesses students' learning but also assesses teachers' teaching process. This statement is 1. Fully wrong, 2. Fully right, 3. Partially right, 4. Baseless. Assessment means nothing but it not only tests the students' learning, it not only tests the students' learning. Assessment nothing but testing or examining the students' learning, but also it will assess the teacher's teaching process. So this is fully right. Assessment will help the student and also the teacher to check their teaching process. Next, question number 116. The language which is learned from environment without any explicit teaching is. Without any explicit teaching, if the language is learned from the environment, then it is 1. First language, 2. Second language, 3. Third language, 4. School language. The language which is learnt from environment and without explicit teaching. No one is teaching it. Only through the environment we are learning. Then it is first language, nothing but mother tongue. This is first language. A teacher is facing the problem of students' poor spelling. She listed the probable causes for it and then decided to frame some steps to overcome it. This whole process is 1. Problem solving, 2. Improving spelling, 3. Action research, 4. Applied research. Teacher is facing the problem of students' poor spelling. The students are having the poor spelling. So she wrote the causes for it. She wrote many causes that she made a list of the causes for the poor spellings. Then she framed some steps to overcome it. So she decided to frame some steps to overcome those poor spellings. So this whole process is called as problem solving or improving spelling or action research or applied research. It is action research. If the teacher is studying the root causes of the problem and working over it, then it is called as action research. Option 3 is the right answer. Next, reading picture book means exposing learners to different styles of drawing. 2. To help learners to understand and analyze the pictures. 3. To help learners to draw neat and colorful pictures. 4. That children love pictures and it will be fun loving class. Reading picture book means why teacher will read picture book in the classroom, exposing learners to different styles of drawing. Just to expose to the different types of styles of drawing, the reading picture book is not given. To help learners to understand and analyze the pictures. So reading picture book will make the student to analyze. See, if they will look at the picture, they will be able to analyze what is going on, and they will be able to understand the story by looking at the pictures. This is analyzing the pictures. Reading picture book means analyzing the picture. The students can analyze the picture. They can understand the meaning of the picture. Third one, to help learners to draw neat and colorful pictures. To just to make them draw the neat and colorful pictures, we are not going to give the reading picture book. Next, that children love pictures and it will be fun loving class. As they love the pictures, so the classroom will be fun. We are not giving this reading picture book. These all are the narrow things. The main broad aim of reading picture book is to help learners to understand the or analyze the pictures. Okay, these may be feeling, we may be feeling that these are correct, but the broad aim should be to make the children to analyze the pictures. Option 2 is the right answer. Before starting a new chapter from a textbook, a teacher should at first focus on 1. The background setting of story, its history, etc. 2. The work profile of the poet or writer. 3. Relating the story with the previous experiences of the learners. 4. The grammatical structures in the chapter and the difficult words. So, if the teacher wants to start a new chapter, what she should do at the first? On what things she has to focus? While starting a new chapter, on what things the teacher should focus? Background setting of the story, work profile of the poet or the writer, relating the story with the previous experiences of the learners. This is the right thing. We have to relate the previous experience. For example, if we want to start the lesson, we have to ask the questions related to it. For example, if we want to start the lesson tree, we should make the students, we should understand or we should know whether the student have any minimum knowledge regarding the tree. So here we have to relating the story with the previous experiences of the learners. We have to relate with the previous experience of the learners, whether they are having any knowledge with that knowledge. We have to build the story over that knowledge. Option 4, the grammatical structures. These things are wrong. It should be our broad aim. Okay, we should always concentrate on the broad aim. Teachers ask learners to read aloud in the English class. This way of reading will enables learners to develop reading skill with understanding, enable learners to read with correct pronunciation using the punctuation marks, enable a learner to be a fast reader, help the teacher to complete the syllabus within the stipulated time. So teacher will be asking students to read aloud in the English class. So how does this activity will help? Enable learners to develop reading skill with understanding. So by reading loud, the children may not or the student may not develop the reading comprehension or the understanding. So if the students are reading loud, they will read with the correct pronunciation using the punctuation marks. So if the any mistakes the student is making, the teacher can correct easily when the student is reading aloud. So option 2 is the right thing. Enable a learner to be a fast reader. See, these all are the narrow things to make them fast reading. If by daily reading, the student may become the fast reader, but reading fastly may not help the student if he is not having a comprehension. Fourth, help the teacher to complete the syllabus within the stipulated time. No. Option 2 is the right answer. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you like the session, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.